Welcome to BlazinRy Radio. We're here talking to Jesse Terry. Jesse, how are you?
I'm great, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, sir. So your record, Empty Seat on the Plane, was just released July 10th. How have the last few weeks been for you and the record?
Oh, amazing, man. Just killer, man. We had a record release show at Rockland Music Hall on July 11th, and it was just totally sold out.
Stage 1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
A lot of my friends, though, were in the bar next door watching it on the TV, which I felt bad about. It was just an amazing, show, and just a culmination of so much work and blood, sweat, and tears and laughter. It was wonderful.
That must have been a good feeling.
Yeah, it's great.
So, what do you think of people who don't write their own music? Do you think that you're better at life than they are?
Better at life? No, not necessarily, because I don't think Patsy Cline wrote her own music, and some folks like that. I think that everybody has their own skill,
Sure.
But I actually did, my job out of college was a professional staff writer in Nashville,
Right.
so I wrote songs for others.
Cashville, as they say.
Cashville, yeah. Young buck. But so I did that for a living, and I have a lot of respect for people who do that for a living, and of course the great writers from the Tin Pan Alley era, So I don't necessarily think they're worse. They suck at life.
So when you did that, was it hard to write for other people? How personal can you get?
Well, yeah, you can. I think that I heard so many unbelievable songs. For me, I grew up listening to really confessional songwriters,
Confessions by Usher?
That album? That too.
Okay.
I did grow up with that.
Uh-huh.
But before that, James Taylor and Jackson Brown and Springsteen and Dylan and those kind of people that just kind of wrote really personally and for the most part. So for me, I feel like I was speaking more of my truth writing by myself, and being a little bit more transparent and a little bit more personal, and because there is a box there when you're writing for other people. It can't be too specific sometimes, and I didn't like those limitations on my writing.
Sure.
So I love now how I can just write by myself. For the most part, I write 99% of the time by myself.
Yeah, because it's a personal thing. I would imagine it's better this way.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Jackson Brown. You know that he was accused of beating up Daryl Hannah when he was younger. You've been compared to him. Would you consider beating up Daryl Hannah in order to advance your music career?
No, definitely not. I don't know what to say to that.
Let's move on. So Cardinal Playlist says, I want to get this right. I believe that his drive, his talent, and his countenance will pave his road to success.
I don't even know what that means.
Jesse,
what does that mean?
It means your face.
Oh, okay.
So how much do you rely on your countenance?
I don't know. Hopefully not that much, man.
Did that writer ever ask you out on a date?
He didn't, but it still could happen.
Okay.
It still could happen. Yeah. I don't know what I did to that guy, but he was really nice to me.
Nice.
He seemed to. That was the first. That was actually, I think, the first. It was like a record, preview / interview. So that made the press kind of aspect of this less scary, because anytime especially with this record, which is so personal, it's about falling in love and getting married and touring, and I wrote it by myself, so throwing your baby out there into the world is a little scary at first. So getting that first great review under your belt, and then watch them keep coming in, is just a wonderful feeling.
And I see you are married. Is that a recent thing?
It's been almost 2 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, best thing that's ever happened to me.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's very, very supportive.
You need that.
Or else it wouldn't be the best thing that ever happened to me.
So Matheson Kamen, whoever that is, compares you to... No, this is the Daryl Hannah question again.
He's a cool dude.
Who is it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. He's the one who compares you to James Taylor, Jackson Brown, Paul Simon. That's pretty good.
Ryan Adams, maybe.
Ryan Adams.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Ryan
Adams, man, he's the premier guy of my generation.
Yeah.
You know?
Do your songs get as depressing as his? Because as beautiful as they are, they're very sad.
I hope some of them are as depressing because they're just so beautiful. They're just so gorgeous, you know. And part of that heartbreak is love, you know. That's why I love classic, you know, really great country music. You know, the Graham Parsons and the Emmylou Harrises and the, you know, that kind of country music. I just adore.
Sure.
So I like that heartbreak, but also I don't want the whole record to be like a, you know, total down. You know.
Right.
But Ryan's got a good mix, and now that he's sober, he seems like he's a little bit more peppy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he sober now? And he's happier?
I think so.
All right.
I think so. And we'll see. Like, I mean, he still seems to be making great music and performing great. So.
Have you met him?
I haven't. No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't met him.
Is that like a dream of yours?
I'd like. Yeah.
You liked it?
I would dig that. Yeah.
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 You've mentioned, Jesse, that your songwriting was an escape out of a turbulent childhood and a dark time in your life. What can you tell me about that?
Well, I mean, in a nutshell, like my parents were musicians, and they split when I was about 5. And I guess I didn't really get angry until I was like 12, and then I just like exploded. And so really, the rest of my childhood, I was kind of bouncing back and forth, and I went to a couple of mental hospitals. It's that one that James Taylor went to, which is pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw his initials in the wall, and Greg Allman. Hopefully it was real, you know?
Yeah.
So I had like a wild, you know, at 13 I was in these kind of places, and then I was kind of sent away to like a military school where, you know, walking in straight lines and no physical contact with women, that kind of stuff.
This doesn't. I've only known you for about 10 minutes, but that doesn't seem to like it would suit you.
Yeah, it did. I mean, like, so I think, yeah. When I turned 18, I feel like maybe I started experiencing my childhood then.
Okay.
Because I was like, you know, I had a chance to do things on my own, and I had a chance to like. It was just a really big goal for me to be happy and to, you know, just get my stuff together and now have my own family. So now it just kind of feels like a crazy story. I kind of like enjoy telling it. I can't believe that my childhood, like in runaway shelters and the different things that I went through when I was a kid. I can't believe that happened. It's kind of a
bad dream.
It's like another. No, it's not a bad dream. It's almost like kind of a cool story. Because I'm kind of proud that I went through that. I'm not like a total nut job.
Right.
I mean, I'm a singer-songwriter, so I'm nutty, you know. But I'm not like. I'm still out here. I'm not in prison. You know. I'm talking with you on this beautiful rooftop.
How beautiful is this?
Yeah, you know.
So Cardinal Playlist also said about you, Jesse Terry is one of the premier songwriters of our generation, channeling a culmination of legendary influences into one marketable package. Now, be honest here. Just how marketable is your package?
I don't know, man. We have to ask my wife about that.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Now, your great music has been licensed for crappy shows on MTV. Explain.
Yes. Yeah, it has been.
Okay.
Well, my first record was licensed. Now, licensed and placed is different, you know?
Okay.
It was only placed on a few shows. And the new record so far has been placed. I have one placement on PBS.
Oh.
So it's kind of that's a pretty cool thing. And hopefully there'll be many more to come, and I'll go to the mailbox and get some money. And that's a cool part of what we do now. It can be great exposure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the really cool thing about my job is that I go to my email every morning and I have no idea whether it's going to be an awesome thing or nothing or a rejection or whatever, but it's always different.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
To enjoy the rejection and the nothing.
Well, I don't enjoy the rejection, but I can handle it now because I know that's part of the journey, and everybody gets rejected for a show or whatever, and you just got to throw yourself out there. So
definitely.
So I'm getting better at that. Although, you know, a couple of years ago, that stuff felt like somebody was stabbing me, but my skin has toughened up a bit, and I don't take it so personally anymore.
Right, you can't afford to.
Yeah.
In this business.
No, you can't.
During your
Kill you.
During your 2010 tour, you played anywhere and everywhere. You have any horror stories?
Well, I and I was telling Ariel this earlier, but we did camp in Gold Bluffs Beach, California, which is like, I did some Googling, and it's like apparently like just the most epic place to camp on the beach, like, you know, maybe in the whole country, and it is just gorgeous. Like, there used to be a mining kind of area, so like there's these beautiful bluffs and this beautiful beach, and like camping right on the ocean, but there's bear boxes, and there's all these warnings for mountain lions and bears. And,
oh my God.
So yeah, so at like 4 a.m. and like it got real cold. You know, it gets really cold at night in Northern California, and it's just like October, and we saw just huge, immense shadows like passing our tent. You know, and we don't know exactly what was out there, but it wasn't a raccoon, it wasn't a squirrel. Like, it was either a mountain lion or a bear, and that scared the crap out of us. I mean, including my dog who was with us. We were all just huddled together, shaking and terrified. And since then, we haven't camped in any high bear mountain lion areas. We kept it kind of, you know, a little bit safer.
That is not a touring story that I thought you'd tell, but that's awesome.
That's the one that sticks out to me, because we had so many adventures. Because my wife and I were, you know, we put our stuff in storage in Nashville, and we just packed the car up to the gills, and we just hit the road for 8 months. You know, we didn't have any rent. We just kind of were vagabonds, you know. And it was an amazing time.
That's awesome.
Can't wait to do it again. I wish Winnebago's got better gas mileage, man. We would be out, like, you know, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned Nashville. When you worked in Nashville, how many times did you go to Dollywood?
Dollywood. You know, I never went to Dollywood. I did go to Gatlinburg though, and I did go to like a bunch of those touristy, like, you know, well, there's so many places. Have you been there before?
No.
Pigeon Forge, and I'd love to go to Dollywood. I can't believe we didn't go. We went to like the touristy Gatlinburg, you know, Pigeon Forge kind of things, and then the rest of the time, I swear, we hiked the Appalachian Trail, which is cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Cool. So we only had one day of being nerdy losers, which I think is necessary.
Always.
If you're in you know, Dollywood, that area.
Absolutely.
I don't know why we didn't go to Dollywood. That's a very good question. I'm an idiot for not going.
Next time.
Yeah, next time.
Always be next time.
For sure.
Jesse, Terry, anything you want to tell the folks about your website?
Yeah, it's Jesse Terry, JESSE TERRY music.com. And I also have a 6-song of free samplers from the new record, which is noisetrade.com /Jesse Terry, JESSE TERRY. So folks can hear 6 songs off the record for free. Don't worry about tipping, just share. I just want people to hear the music and share and come out to shows. That's the best compliment I can get when folks, you know, get off the couch and come out to see me at a show. That means a real lot to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jesse, thank you very much.
Pleasure, bro.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Take care, sir.
Thank you.
Jesse Terry.
Thank you.
BlazinRy.